Hi, my name is Anime Gosa, and welcome to my final project. This project is about my spirituality and how I use it in my everyday life. First, I would like to start with where do I find meaning in life? Sorry, I have some problems while changing. Where do I find meaning in life? I think this is a very deep question. However, after seeking in the depths of myself, I think that I find meaning in life basically in four um, basics of my life. That it's my friends, my family, art, and myself. Why do I choose them? Because I think that love to my family, love to my friends have taught me what life is and what is the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to enjoy and to express love, to do what you love the most. And my friends and my family have taught me that. And besides, I have found meaning in life in art because I think that's where your soul gets to be free and you get to be happy after all. And finally, I think that meaning in life it's on me because it's my responsibility to find meaning in my life because maybe it is different from yours or from others' perspective. So I think that it is important that oneself is seeking their own meaning in their life. Second, we have how do I feel connected to everything and everyone? And I have, as I have said it before, I think that I have done it through love. I think love is a way people connect, and that love unifies. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter if you're Black, if you're Latin, if you're from the USA, if you're Asian. I mean, love breaks these barriers, and there's no limit for love. So I think that I feel connected to everything and everyone through love. And for example, I love my career, my major, and I think that's how I feel connected to it. And how should I live? I think that I should live based on my values. Um, my parents, thankfully, have taught me some important values like respect to others, discipline, partnership, honestly, um, among others. And I think that I should live based on the hierarchy that I give to those values. And I think people should do it too, right? Uh, Always without hurting someone else. Because when you're hurting someone else, then you're not, your values are in a different scale and you need to check them out to see what is going on, that it's making them something bad. And after, we have a very different and difficult question. That is, what is true or false? For this question, I would go back to a philosopher that it's called René Descartes. He said, uh, among all of his works, that we cannot trust senses because senses are upon our perceptions as person. So my senses are not the same as yours, and yours are not the same as mine. So we have a different perceptions of the world. So there is a point in this hand that it's the one that I have explained before, that we cannot trust our senses. So we cannot uh, say what is true or false because it comes the part when I say, okay, I think this is correct, and you said no, that's false. That's not the correct. So it's about perception. However, I also think that it's one absolute reality. I mean, if you are driving and you hit a tree, it's not that the tree got into your weight, you hit the 30. And that's a reality, that's a fact. So I think that it depends on the vision you want to see it. And I think it is very interesting to have this both points of view. And finally, what is right and wrong? And I think that this is also a very deep question. And I think that we need to mention and bring out to the table the social culture background, because it obviously influences how we are raised as child and children. It is not the same child from Mexico who maybe didn't have all the access to education or food or healthcare to maybe a child born in a first world country. So it depends on what is right and what is wrong. And I think that it's basically of the social culture background and of the history of the population we're talking about. Also, I think it is very important to mention the moral and ethics. And I think that obviously the social cultural background influences. However, I think that there is just one ethics. For example, in the 80s or before that, it was good seen that Black people were not that good or were not the same as non-Black people. However, it is false and it has been false forever. It doesn't change if it was a couple of years ago or decades ago. It's a reality, and it's wrong to think that Black people worth less just because of their skin color. It's wrong, even though the social cultural background of those times establishes that it is right. So I think that it influences the social cultural background, but also I think that moral and ethics dictates what is right and what is wrong based on human rights and the wellness of the person. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed my video. Thanks.